MidAmerica Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Grove Casino and made possible by
The Tech Lab is specifically designed to be able to build drones. We have the opportunity at each workstation to 3D print any drone body that a learner could imagine. The sponsors for this lab are MidAmerica Industrial Park and Google. They have been absolute phenomenal partners in this endeavor.
The ribbon cutting today is important because it represents not only collaboration between our businesses and MidAmerica and the community, but it also represents the STEM initiative that we have promoted throughout the school system, which essentially gives kids the skill sets necessary to have a career in technology. This is the most rewarding part of my job because this is the future.
Watched by viewers and members like you.
This week on Living Grand on Grand Lake, how to turn your landscaping obsession into a local attraction enjoyed by tens of thousands of people. We'll show you a resort that provides a lakeside escape for all to enjoy. And did we mention we love steak? And you will too when you check out this new cafe. All this and more coming up next on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Welcome back to Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm your host, Christy Wallace, and I can't wait to show you more about the people, places, and events of Grand Lake, including this next story about one of my favorite spots, a hidden little gem just a few blocks from downtown Grove. Local dentist Leonard Miller had always been an avid gardener with a special interest in Japanese horticulture. Soon after retiring and after landscaping nearly every available space around his home, Dr. Miller needed a new challenge. He set out to design and build a botanical garden. Now a nonprofit corporation, Lindenwood Gardens is an 8-acre botanical garden with more than 1,200 different types of plants. Guests drive from near and far to take in the beauty of the gardens.
Well, it was started by Leonard Miller probably 30 years ago. He had an idea after he was visiting Japan to have a Oriental type garden.
He started it in his backyard. Then he moved and he transferred the property and the responsibilities over to a nonprofit group.
And that was how the Lindenwood Board of Directors was formed in order to manage the garden.
And we've been running it for just over 20 years. So we've made quite a bit of changes, but it all goes back to Dr. Miller's original idea. For one thing, it's an opportunity to learn a lot about botany and plants and what grows here in Grove and what doesn't.
Just to see that things do grow well with the heat that we have here. Of course, watering is a primary necessity in this area, without a doubt. It's laid out in a number of different gardens. We have the Oklahoma garden, there's an English terrace garden, American backyard garden, which is where we usually have weddings, the display garden, Oriental garden, and we've also added a hummingbird garden, and we also have a Angel of Hope statue, which is there for people can purchase a brick to remember their loved ones that they've lost. The Oklahoma garden, we just did that about 5 years ago now, and it's plants that are proven to thrive in Oklahoma's climate. We have the extremes here. Recently it was a -31 and 113. So the OSU puts out a list of what will work based upon what they've developed or have worked on, and we planted everything from that list in that garden.
Well, we get all of Grove's third graders every Earth Day in the spring, and we give them all a zinnia or some other plant, and we give them a stick that they can write their name on, and they put that next to the small plant, and then they come back in the middle of the summer and see a big plant has grown from it with their name on it. So I think if we do this every year, and so we're hitting everybody in the school system over a period of years, and pretty soon they come back on their own, and that's what we're hoping for.
When I came here 10 years ago, the pathways were all grass, and when it rained they turned to mud, and we've had a lot more traffic, so it was wearing on the grass. It was not really conducive for handicap, wheelchairs, or anything like that. So we've undertaken a project, probably started seven years ago, to pave various areas. We did the primary pathway initially, and now that we've had some extra funding, we've been able to do some stamped concrete, but we're still going to continue with the pavers until we probably get the majority of it with the hard surface, so wheelchairs can easily access all areas of the garden. From a blooming standpoint, the best time is mid-April through mid-May is when the majority of the flowers are blooming. Throughout the year, there's always something that is blooming in the garden. In the fall, that's when it's really beautiful then because of the colors from the leaves. There was a video placed on CNN showing the fall colors, and it was just beautiful. I never realized myself what it looked like in the fall.
Here in the garden every day, we really get a chance to see nature up close and personal.
Giving back to the community, and most of the people that are working here are retired, and yes, we like the lake, but we also like to have something to keep us busy, and I think that's what a lot of it is. I know it is for myself, and Jim Reynolds and I work a lot here doing maintenance of the garden. We have a lot of people doing weeding. We could always use more people to help with the cleaning up of the beds.
You know, we have a guest book in the front, and I read it quite often, and what people say, I think, is that it's a very calm place, a quiet place, where you can come and spend a few hours or a half a day just sitting and watching nature pass by, looking at the birds and the flowers and the trees, and it gives people peace in their life. And I think contributing to that on behalf of the City of Grove is a great thing for us to be doing, give you a real sense of community pride.
Lindenwood has been featured as the backdrop for thousands of senior high portraits, engagement pictures, and it's a popular spot for nature photographers as well. It's also an excellent location to host weddings and special occasions. They're open year-round during the daylight hours, and admission is only $5 for adults and $3 for students, and kids under 12 are free. Visit their website at lindenwood.com for more information. Stay with us. We'll be back with more on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
The Tech Lab is specifically designed to be able to build drones. We have the opportunity at each workstation to 3D print any drone body that a learner could imagine. The sponsors for this lab are MidAmerica Industrial Park and Google. They have been absolute phenomenal partners in this endeavor.
The ribbon cutting today is important because it represents not only collaboration between our businesses and MidAmerica and the community, but it also represents the STEM initiative that we have promoted throughout the school system, which essentially gives kids the skill sets necessary to have a career in technology. This is the most rewarding part of my job because this is the future.
Hello, our
Our safety tip for today, we're going to talk about the float plan. Another way to make sure that we have a safe day on the water. A float plan is simply writing down or telling a family member or a friend exactly what our plans are for today. We can tell them what time we leave, what time we're going to return, who we're with, where we're going to go throughout the day. That way, if we have any trouble, somebody knows where we're at and what our plans are. If we don't have any communication, they can send out somebody to look for us and make sure we make it home safe. To add to that, make sure you have communication. Make sure you take cell phones, make sure you have possibly a marine radio. If you need assistance, you can call for it. So a float plan is just simply telling people and family members exactly what your plans are for today. So if you do have any trouble, you can make sure that you've got help on the way.
And now, time for the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. The 2018 Bobber Drop is all set for Saturday, July 21st. Bobbers will start dropping from the sky at 8 a.m. at areas near Grove, including Elk River, Honey Creek, Sailboat Bridge, Shangri-La, and in Horse Creek near Bernice. After you've gathered some bobbers, bring them to the Grand Lake Sports Center in downtown Grove and other official claim sites to win one of hundreds of prizes, all donated by members of the Grand Lake Area Merchants Association. Every weekend throughout the summer, the Bernice Nature Center provides activities for the whole family with a focus on the learning experience for children. Each weekend will include a different topic. Hikes and crafts will also be part of the program. Visitors are going to see insects, butterflies, birds, and reptiles. Each session is held on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. For more information, call 918-257-8330. Picture and Scripture Amphitheater has been a Grand Lake tradition for more than 29 years, and now through August 4th, come witness the original biblical production, Damascus Road, where Saul becomes Paul, the greatest apostle of all times. The show runs every Friday and Saturday evening from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. The show features a cast of 60 actors, exotic live animals, including Simon the Camel, state-of-the-art surround sound, pyrotechnics, and stunning special effects. For tickets, call 918-435-8207. Well, that's it for now from the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. Welcome back to MidAmerica Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Grove Casino.
One of many things I love about Grand Lake are the many lakeside resorts. Families spend quality time and make lifelong memories as they relax and play on the lake at these family-friendly resorts. Candlewood Cove is a beautiful resort located in Grove on the Honey Creek arm of the lake. They have numerous lodging options, from lakefront cabins and luxury homes to townhouses, king suites, and traditional hotel rooms. The resort features numerous amenities for guests. Located minutes from downtown Grove, though you'd never know it as you're surrounded by trees and nature on one side and the lake on the other.
The couple who own it started it as a bed and breakfast, and they got so much response and people wanting to stay out here that slowly they've added cabins, they've added some more houses, they've added some king suites, some townhouses, and so we can sleep at this point anywhere from 10 to 14 people in a unit. There's 25. We have 8 hotels, 4 king suites, 5 cabins, 4 townhouses, and 4 houses. The owners bought the main house and one of the king suites, and then 2 other private residences were bought. And then we've built everything up the hill from there. It was an intern for Frank Lloyd Wright. He studied with him, so it's a Frank Lloyd Wright inspired home that was built by one of his interns or his mentees. The home has there's no normal walls. There's no like 90-degree angles. There's triangles and windows everywhere. There's wood planks on the ceiling. Just the whole setup. You walk through a bathroom to get to the bedroom. The living room is gorgeous. It's got a great lake view, but it's definitely unique in the style of the ceiling and the way that the bedrooms are put together. Yes, it's their favorite. Typically, it's got the Great Lake view, and it can sleep the most people. We can fit 14 people in there. It's actually a 3-bedroom house. The way that it's set up, there's 3 beds in the master bedroom, and then there's 2 separate bedrooms, and then they've got the sleeper sofas in the living room. Absolutely. Memorial Day to Labor Day is definitely our busy time, but we tried to keep occupied in the winter as well, so we'll offer Groupon rates or special offerings in different months to kind of get people to come back out. Everybody loves it. We've got great reviews. We've tried to start doing some more on social media. At this point, we have a perfect score on Facebook, a 5-star rating, which I've been told is very hard to do. But our customers are our main priority. They're coming out here to have their vacation and to spend time with their families, and we like to be a part of that and a part of the memories. Our motto is a place where friends become family and traditions begin. Yeah, we have a little playground. We do golf cart rentals for people to go up and down the hill. We have a full fleet of boat rentals through H2O Sports Rental. We do a movie night on Saturday nights. I have a big inflatable projector screen that we set up in the cafe, and it's kind of like a drive-in, but I guess not, drive-in movie. But then we also do a bonfire on Saturday nights. I make s'mores bags. We set it out by the fire for everybody to have s'mores. And then we try to do other activities like pool games with the kids, or just little activities depending on how busy we are and what we're able to do. Jeff and Garrett Pelcher are the owners. They have Jeff's brother, Roger, is the director of operations, Roger Pelcher. He's more my direct manager, but they come out to visit, they come out to look at it. They've got family that'll come and visit. And because of their other businesses and the fact that they live in Tulsa, it's kind of a summertime thing that we get to see them, or here and there. But it's definitely something that they're still very much a part of. I moved to Grove in 2014 with my husband and our 3 kids, and we were starting a new adventure. We were living in a tent, and I started at Candlewick as a housekeeper. I had mostly office experience, but we were just trying to get our foot in the door, so an office position came open here, and I took over as office manager, and then in April of 2017 I was promoted to resort manager. It's a huge honor for them to trust me with their business, with their money, their idea of what they wanted this place to be. And it's an honor to get to live here and to be a part of that and to build the relationships with the guests and the customers that continue to come back. It is. It's very heartwarming, and this has been my greatest accomplishment, I feel like, here, and just the bond that I've built with the guests and even my employees and the people who come back, that we are a part of their life forever. We're a part of their memories, and the joy and the happiness that we get to be a part of that. And it's just really, it's a heartwarming feeling. And I take my customers and their needs very seriously. And so to see it, in the reviews and in their faces and in their actions, it makes me feel really good.
Candlewick Cove has won several awards, including the Governor's Conference on Tourism Merit Award for Outstanding Lodging Property, a Traveler's Choice Award, and several certificates of excellence from TripAdvisor. Visit their website at candlewickcove.com for more information, or find them on Facebook. And while you're online, if you want to learn more about the people, places, and events around Grand Lake, visit our website at rsu.tv and find Living Grand on Grand Lake under the Programs section. You can watch episodes from all 5 seasons, or find us on Facebook and share your favorite episode with your friends. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Grand Lake's newest destination for great fun is located just off the lake in Grove. At Cherokee Casino Grove, you'll experience exceptional food and outstanding service. Stop in to relax with your favorite drink and root for your team on the big screen. Experience live local music on the 1897 stage every weekend. Cherokee Casino Grove on Highway 59 at East 250 Road. It's the most fun you'll have off the water.
After finishing high school, I immediately got married and started my family. Without a college degree, I found that pretty quickly my options were limited. When I started looking around for a college program for working adults, I quickly found that Rogers State was a great fit. They worked with me to get financial aid, offered classes that fit my busy schedule, and gave me personalized attention that I couldn't get at a larger school. Rogers State definitely started me on my professional career.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Welcome back to MidAmerica Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Grove Casino.
Locals and visitors alike have been enjoying a new restaurant located on Highway 59 in Grove. The Hot Box Cafe serves a variety of fresh, home-style foods in a relaxed, family-friendly environment. Their burgers are hand-pressed, fries are fresh cut, and their daily specials do not disappoint. They also are well known for their Friday night steak nights, where their delicious hand-cut steaks are both delicious and reasonably priced. I personally recommend the ribeye.
Well, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do after I left the aerospace industry, and so we just prayed about it and talked about it, and we actually were going to start out with a little bit of tack, like horse tack, saddles and stuff like that, and do a little bit of food in with it, and then it actually transitioned over completely into just a full-blown restaurant. So my dad came to me and he said that he, I think my grandma had always wanted to have a restaurant, and he said, you know, if you want to do this, I'll help you out. So we said, let's try it, let's go for it. So we originally started out at the old Bryant's convenience store east of Grove, and when I was growing up, they always had a hot box that you could buy like burritos or corn dogs, stuff like that out of, you know, the jalapeno poppers, that kind of thing. And it was very well known east of Grove. You could stop on your way to school or on your way to work and buy something out of the hot box. So we wanted to keep a little bit of the nostalgia there, and so that's why we named it the Hot Box. So we were actually out there for a year, and then we moved over here in April. So I actually love being a restaurant owner. The people that you get to meet, and there's a lot of people that return, and so you kind of build new friendships with people that I didn't really realize, you know, we were going to build friendships like that. I think I have a great staff. I love the employees that work for me, and I feel like we get along great. And then just, I don't know, I like the environment. It's something new every day, so. I feel like I've always been a good cook, but my kids have always eaten well. But some of the recipes we came up with here are a little bit different. I actually sat down with another cook and we designed the menu. So it's not necessarily something that I've cooked at home, but we just kind of came up with something that we thought would be new and different in the Grove area. And I've lived on a farm my whole life, so that's where all of the Western theme comes in. We have horses and cattle, and that's what I enjoy. So that's where some of the names come from, Cowboy Burger and stuff like that. I think probably what we're most famous for on our menu is our chicken fried steak. We were voted best of the best. Thank you very much, Grove, for our chicken fried steak. I drive to Southwest City every Thursday morning and I buy freshly cut cube steaks so they don't come in frozen. Then we do a wet-dry batter, and we hand make our own mashed potatoes and green beans. And so it's all fresh homemade food, and so I think that's probably the most popular. We have a cowboy burger that we sell a lot of. It comes with bacon and an onion ring on it, and our steak burgers. We actually have a contest going on Facebook right now. What's your favorite burger? And I'm seeing steak burger on there a lot. So, but we hand press the steak burgers, roll them out thin, and then fry them crispy. So I think if I was gonna pick, those would be the three I would pick. We have a lot of really good reviews on Facebook, and when I see people around town, they say, oh, I was just there for the first time the other day and I had this or I had that. And I don't know, I really enjoy that people are loving something that I'm providing for them. And so that's probably the funnest thing to me about this. And there's a lot of people around town. Since I grew up here, I know a lot of the residents in Grove, and so it's neat to see the support. A lot of people have been very supportive, and I really appreciate all the support that Grove has given us so far. Yeah, my grandma taught me a lot about cooking. She always had one secret ingredient, and I can't tell what that is, but it's worked out well for me. So, yeah, my grandma she's still with us. She lives at Honey Creek Retirement, and she's been able to get out and come eat with us one time, and she loved it. We bring her some food sometimes, but I think she's really, really proud. I think she's really happy that we're doing this because, you know, like I said, it's something that she's always wanted to do herself. So I think she's glad that maybe someone in the family did it. So.
The Hot Box Cafe is open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday. They're also known to open up early to serve anglers during large fishing tournaments. Visit their Facebook page to see their menu, read reviews, and learn about their special hours. Be sure to tell the Hot Box crew you saw them on our show and let me know how much you like that ribeye. Well, that's it for this edition of Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm Christy Wallace. Thanks for watching our show, and I hope to see you next week.
MidAmerica Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Grove Casino and made possible by
The Tech Lab is specifically designed to be able to build drones. We have the opportunity at each workstation to 3D print any drone body that a learner could imagine. The sponsors for this lab are MidAmerica Industrial Park and Google. They have been absolute phenomenal partners in this endeavor.
The ribbon cutting today is important because it represents not only collaboration between our businesses and MidAmerica and the community, but it also represents the STEM initiative that we have promoted throughout the school system, which essentially gives kids the skill sets necessary to have a career in technology. This is the most rewarding part of my job because this is the future.
Also by
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive you.
And by viewers and members like you.